Welcome to another video from Online Architectural Services. Today we will talk about householder planning applications' main reasons for refusal. Want to know the most common reasons for planning permission refusal? If you've had the misfortune of seeing your planning application fail, you'll want to avoid that happening again. And if you haven't yet tried for planning consent, you'll be eager to stay clear of the disappointment a no from the council will bring. To help you out, we've analyzed over 1,000 planning applications to determine the most common reasons for planning permission refusal. Below, you'll find the 7 reasons given by planning officers for refusing these kinds of applications. After that, we'll touch on some of the actions you can take if you have had planning permission refused. Armed with these key insights, you can be even more prepared for your next development project. Let's get started. Number 1. Overshadowing or loss of privacy. You need to consider whether your development overshadows neighboring properties or threatens their privacy. This is one of the key considerations a planning department or planning committee will consider, so the impact your proposal's location has on its surroundings has a crucial role when it comes to your planning application being assessed. Number 2. Harm to the host building. This is something that is most important when it comes to listed buildings, but can also apply to more humble homes. Put simply, the council thinks that the extension or other alterations to the building damages it in some way. That could be because of its size or shape or the materials used. This shouldn't be confused with reason number 8, negative effect on character and appearance. This is not related to the look of the neighborhood as a whole, just your house. For example, if you have the only surviving Victorian house on a street otherwise made up of 1960s properties, whatever you do is unlikely to change the character of the area because your home is already an exception. But if you applied for an extension that was exactly the same as your neighbor's, it could be refused because what would be appropriate for their house might not be for yours. Number 3. Detrimental impact on neighboring amenity. Another frequent reason leading to planning permission refusal is a negative impact on the neighboring amenity. If you don't work for a council or have a planning degree, you may well be asking, what does amenity mean? And the answer isn't any less confusing. If we're talking about amenity as space, it covers a range of functions inside the boundaries of your property, but outside your building. It takes in a collection of rather varied things including balconies and gardens, parking and security features. But in this case, it basically means the quality of life of your neighbors. The London Plan defines amenity as an element of a location or neighborhood that helps to make it attractive or enjoyable for residents and visitors. Fact: local authorities are obliged to protect the living standards of local residents, so make sure you follow the local design guides. They will give you an idea of exactly what kind of designs are likely to be accepted. All types of planning applications fall into this category, whether a single-story rear extension to a house or a development of 100 new homes. Number 4. Poor quality or size of accommodation. Quality of accommodation is another major factor that councils take into account. This mostly comes into play when you are proposing new homes. If that's what you are asking for permission for, you need to comply with minimum space standards and the council's outdoor space requirements. You also need to make sure there is a decent amount of natural light in all habitable rooms. Failure on these points is among the frequent reasons for refusal for flat conversion applications. Number 5. Negative effect on character and appearance. A proposal's effect on an area's character and appearance is another frequent issue that comes up in planning applications. This is one of those issues in which the planning in the UK can become very subjective. Proposals that are felt to alter the pattern of development in a particular area are generally not well received. It's worth mentioning that this reason for refusal is most likely to be found for projects in conservation areas, but may crop up elsewhere as well. In London, this is a particular source of tension about backland development as well as for roof alterations. Councils tend to choose points of reference very selectively when it comes to character. Number 6. Traffic and parking pressures. Traffic generation and increased pressure on existing car parking are also common reasons for planning permission refusal, especially on projects involving a change of use. Transport-related planning considerations generally are a problem for projects looking to convert a single house to an HMO, flat conversions, new build housing, and commercial developments. If the project you have in mind involves one of the above schemes, it is crucial to ensure that sufficient parking provision is provided, unless you are in a town center or an area with excellent public transport, in which case car-free schemes are possible. Anywhere else, fail to provide enough parking and you're looking at almost certain refusal. Number 7. Protection of green belt land. Although some of green belt land has great potential for development, local planning authorities are under clear instruction to strongly oppose any schemes involving any potential harm to the openness of the green belt. Even stronger restrictions apply to nature reserves and areas of natural beauty. To avoid a green belt application being refused, your green belt proposal must be for an appropriate site, fantastically well-designed, strongly justified, and also provide a complementary and sustainable addition to the housing supply.